Hey, my Resinnettes. Thank you for being here. This is a relatively new, what do you call it, channel. So I'm only allowed like 15 minutes. So I'm letting you know that my little alarm will go off. And if it does and it startles you, well then, that's just too bad. Anyway, just thought I'd give you a little thing, a couple of little tips for newbies because I'm learning just like everybody else, and I'm I'm open to any suggestions on critical, not critical, constructive criticism. Um, so I welcome that. Okay, but again, welcome to my channel, Sedrouls Emporium, and I appreciate you being here. So this will be kind of short, but it will be like a part 1, 2, and 3 because, like I said, I'm only allowed 15 minutes. So I am going to go ahead and put my little timer on for about 14 minutes, hoping that it won't cut me off because it will cut me off. And if it does, I will be producing the second half and then the third half. But this is like relatively new for those of you that are just starting off, because when I started off, I was so damn confused. I was watching a lot of videos, and they were so interesting. A good thing I had a couple of those supplies. But let me just tell you, from my experience, this can be quite expensive. It can get quite expensive, like any hobby, because I'm a miniaturist, an artisan in miniatures and Dollhouse miniatures, and that became quite expensive. Even though I'm still in it, but not as I'm not gonna say driven because I am driven, but not as forceful as I was before with the miniatures. But I'm here with resin, UV resin, as well as epoxy resin, because I make pyramids of different sizes. Like this one here, we'll go into it later because that one is a piece of shit, but we'll go into that later. But anyway, because I use both, it's kind of essential. Not for the UV resin, I usually use 2 masks. I'll use the N95 mask, which looks like a breast and a nipple. Get your mind out of the gutter. Okay. And I use this one. I'll tell you why. This stuff smells like shit. It does. I don't care which resin it is, and if they tell you that the resin doesn't smell, that's bullshit, okay? They all stink. And you can get allergies from either one, either the epoxy resin or the UV resin. So, it smells like cat spray. So if you're familiar with that, you'll know how it stinks, okay? But anyway, they all stink. I've tried a variety of them, and they all have the same similar smell. This is why it's so important, really, to be honest, to wear gloves, because when that shit sticks on your hand, it's like you smell, that's your perfume for the day, okay? And you don't need that. So anyway, I've used several types, and name brands, thinking that maybe one of them was less potent than the other. No, I don't care what anyone says. They're all alike in the smell factor, the stink factor. On this side of me, on the right side, I usually keep the colorants and the glow-in-the-dark powders. But getting to the newbie part of it, when you start, before you even think about it, just visualize the area that you're going to be using. It must have an area where, it must be an area rather, where it has some form of ventilation. For instance, I have mine in the catty corner of my bedroom, but I do have a window and that I keep open with a fan going outward to take out the the smell or the vapors from the inside. You must have that. That is essential. If you don't have a garage, I'm talking, because I don't have a garage, I don't have an outdoor area like a patio where I can do these things. Remember that a lot of this also pertains to the weather, the temperature. Okay, we'll talk about that later, but right now we're talking about the space. So just visualize the space that you want. Make sure that is where you're going to have it, where there's ventilation, so that you won't be suffocating, and wear your masks and your gloves. Now for epoxy, there's a different mask that you definitely have to wear, and that is the half mask or the full mask that you must wear. You don't want this shit on your eyes. I've made a mistake with just wearing my glasses, and I had no idea that I had a little bit of the epoxy, just a little bit, on my glove, and when I lifted my glasses, the damn thing went onto my glasses. So and I wasn't even aware of it till about a half hour later. So do yourself a favor, protect your eyes and your mouth and nose, okay? Very important, because you're breathing, okay? Now, when you set up your little area, like I did this here, I had a piece of wood, and I had a piece of wood, and I asked a friend of mine to please put some little legs on it, legs with a screw where I can elevate it or lower it. So he went one step a little beyond, which was nice. It was nice. First of all, he went ahead and he put marble on the table, on the piece of wood rather, which is marvelous. I worked on this for so long, and it's so freaking easy to clean. Freaking easy to clean. But anyway, he put marble on it. And then he went ahead and he put the legs on it. See? Underneath the table, I keep my tiles. These are tiles for curing. Anyway, he put the legs on there so I can elevate it up and down, okay, to where I need it. So this is where I'm going to come across about the table, or this place that you are setting your resin area. Get yourself a good leveler. Okay? Get a good leveler. I have the little leveler as well, and this is like when I have the pyramid and I have it up here, and I go ahead and I level to see if it's level. Okay, I check all four corners, because remember, not all four corners are the same. I'm telling you that right now, because the table that this is on, that it was on before, I changed the table recently, but the table that it was on was wobbly in between. So if you went here, this would be leveled. If you went here, that would be leveled. And if you came here, it wouldn't be level. You'd have to kind of adjust it, put something underneath it to adjust it and make it level. Right now, this table is level because I have already made the adjustment on all four sides. So this is level. But get yourself a good leveler, because when you make these here, it looks like, as you're pouring, it looks like it's leveled, but when you take it out, it's a piece of shit. So do yourself a favor, and before you go any further and wasting money on epoxy or anything else like that, because it does get expensive, set yourself up. Prepare yourself. Prepare your area before you bring it about. Okay? So I have like 5 minutes, I think. Yeah, 5 minutes. So I'm going to go real quick with this. Okay? Always have alcohol. You're going to need, what do you call these, man? Oh, I forgot already. My mind went blank. But you know what they are, tweezers. But anyway, you're going to need tweezers. Now, you don't need a whole stack of them, you know. If you have some available, I'm here for economy, to economize on it. I don't want to lead anyone into spending thousands of dollars during that. These these back here, I've had these for years because of my miniatures. You know, so I've had them there for years. But you will need a couple of them, you know. They do sell little sets and they're cheap. And if you want to start with your resin kit, excuse me, start with a cheap resin kit before you go any further. Believe me, I didn't do that at the beginning, so I kind of like regretted that because that's something that you have to be, you know, start familiarizing yourself with. And if you just jump to do, you see a video and you think it's really cool, and then you buy all the stuff on it, and then when you get it home, you're telling yourself, how come it ain't coming out the same way? This is bullshit. You know, you start thinking negatively about the product and even the video. So, because they're all edited. My videos are not edited. I'm letting you know right now, none of them are edited because I'm not techie in that area. So at times it might be a little maybe boring to some of you, but to those of you that have an interest, because I will give you tidbits in between or little stories in between, okay? For those of you that don't mind, then go ahead and watch the video, or you can forward it or go backwards, whatever the hell. But anyway, first thing, again, space, great leveler, a good leveler, okay? Very important. And then we'll talk about measuring cups, because not all cups are the same. Especially the little ones, they're not the same. I learned that the hard way. So, excuse my arm, but that's the main thing here. Let me see, anything else? Oh yeah, you'll need that. You'll need tape. Well, we'll tour this later. You'll need tape. Yeah, and then you can end up doing some really pretty things like this, you know, which is, I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it here? It looks better here. Damn. Okay, looks better here. Like these that are magnets. We'll go over that. We'll all go over some really cool things that I have on, you know, in line to present. But like I said, it will be in chopped up because I'm only allowed 15 minutes. Okay? Love you guys, you Resinnettes. Hope to see you soon. Okay? Bye-bye.